Hey everybody, how's it going? Here to ruin some more lives. Okay, dokie then. The reason why there will never be a stop to inflation is because of the whites being president more longer than any other nationality. If you actually take a look at all of the nationalities that approved all of the programs and everything else, more than half is whites. Okay, so as long as whites are in power of the presidency, inflation will never end because it has those people's original names on the paperwork. It will never end. It will never, ever, ever, and I fucking mean never, ever end. That's why the whites have to be annihilated. Okay? That's why the whites need to be annihilated at the presidency. They need to be annihilated. Anybody at business meetings or at a public meeting, anyone who has public meetings, anyone who answers a question and goes to someone else to have to answer the question, they're the president. But if they don't say they're the president, it's either a Democrat or a Republican. Okay, it's either a Democrat or a Republican state of a what is it called? Of a tribe, of like tribal or tribes, because people who have people who have like trees or I think bushes inside offices and stuff like that, sometimes they're of tribes. So ask if they're part of a tribe because it'll be worth it. Sometimes it will be worth it if you ask if they're part of a tribe. Okay, so anybody who answers one of your questions and then goes to somebody else is a president, just like President Trump's. They go to somebody else. Okay, because they cannot have too much pride for a tribe. The president is not allowed to have too much pride or pride at all. Sometimes probably to have to the tribes. So Trump, the reason why he goes to somebody else is because he's not allowed to have too much pride. He makes sure that the whites are in control by having their pride regulated, having the pride regulated. Fucking Obama, he was not black. He was white. He was white. He was the whitest motherfucker you would ever know. President Obama was not fucking black. He was white. He was fucking white. Okay, he was white. So that's basically what it is. Until the whites at the White House are annihilated, these programs will never end. That's why there will always be inflation. That's why there will always be inflation. Let's see here. What else? What else do I got here? What else could I do to ruin somebody's life? Right? Okay, so there's a lot of things that are messing with me in the back of my head, and the reason why those who are having a hard task helping me out is because they keep changing the shape because of the xenomorph nationality. It's not a species; it's a nationality. All right, the xenomorph nationality. Um, it's an absolute motherfucking bullshit that gray aliens are being seen as something credible when they were public enemy number one. When they were fucking public enemy number fucking one during the 1980s or 90s. All right. Um, what's going on? There's a lot of people that said that at a big city there was an interview with a fucking gray alien, and he was telling them because of you being stupid scuzz, I'm gonna have to erase all your memories and inevitably drink all your blood because I was told that you're a highly intelligent um uh species. You were told, so the fact that you were told, not that you know. Okay, so basically the only reason why they did that, the aliens were going around, is so they can kill out everybody who was not secretly, who was living their own personal life, reigning supreme for the parlay rights. for the parlay rights. So that's one of the very significance of that. I just barely found that out right now because of my telepathy. Okay. Um, I think I already said this on my last one, but the the reason why the Arabians are so damn hard to get rid of, like a flea infestation, is because they're public enemy number one, and they're on the number one list. They're on the number one list of endangered species. Okay, so if I did, if, I can't remember if I said that on my video that I made, the one before this one. But that's pretty much why the Arabians are allowed to fucking mad dog you, because they're emotionally unstable. They're emotionally unstable. Why? Because their fucking family got shot down by those of the Metal Slug team. You know that game Metal Slug? Rocket launcher, heavy machine gun. Okay, so it's pretty damn freaking much. The people from Metal Slug, they have the technology to know what the fuck you're gonna do because of the ghosts. Okay, and the Arabians, they just basically got fucking completely annihilated because they got recognized as scuds. They got recognized as scuds. All right, they got recognized as scuds. The Arabians that talk like this, we talk like this. That wasn't their original language before they came to America. That wasn't their original language, man. You just hear how they sound, like they freaking, like they suck it out of a dead body's anal, lighting that on fire. Okay, so um, there's so many beautiful things. There's so many beautiful things that are happening right now. Um, because of the videos that I upload to YouTube. There's so many beautiful things that are going on. People who go into rooms and stuff like that, because I already know that I'm gonna be taking on teams, constant teams of inferiors. I already know that, to have my empire. I already know that. Um, so so every time they say we, us, them, and they, we, us, them, and they, when there's division in nationality, dry docks, and parlays, I'm gonna have them um kill their have them have their family assassinated, because they all have different programs, and it really is like a Black Widow's den. They're all, no matter what, they're all gonna fucking kill each other someday to have supremacy over each other and one another's land. It's a Black Widow's den. Um, there's a lot of big motherfucking things out there. I mean, huge motherfucking things out there. I made my old videos before talking about Black Widows out there in the sea of space, out there in the sea of space, because it's like this. If you live long enough and you're seen as too much of a resource depletion, you're like literally given the privilege to freaking withstand the elements of outer space and breathe in outer space. Okay, they award you for living so long. I guess, irregardless how you did it. I guess. Okay, so let's see. Okay, get rid of some of that. So let's see what else. The hogs, or the pig race, or whatever they are, they're officially being recognized as the gang rape team. They're officially being recognized as the gang rape team because they have hardly any freaking control over their bodies. What happened? What happened? Um, at Washington was so freaking hysterical of how many Indians have been killed off. How many Indians have been killed off? Like, you, honestly, you would be fucking stunned how many Indians have been killed off. What's significant about the Indians is that the Indians, um, they learned long ago that if you eat certain foods, your body starts becoming, your muscles and stuff, it starts becoming like the shape of the stuff you eat. So certain things you eat, it makes it easier for your body to freaking like infuse with it. So like like if you eat something that has claws, like you'll start growing claws. All right, you'll start growing claws. And what's truly significant about this is that long ago, the Indians, they always break off the planet. They break off the planet. So it's a strong indication that this is not the first time. This is not the first time that this has happened for planet Earth. That this is a saga or a sequence of events that have been happening with the Indians. Okay, with the Indians. The Indians are responsible for the biggest smoke fires that you would ever see. Okay, and what the Indians were known for inevitably is fucking having big smoke fires and having all kinds of different tribes, tribes to come and help. Because that's how they would warn each other back then and tell them that I need help, is that they would have a fire. And the Indians that are basically showboated and showcased, that have fucking their people's face on the back of their coins. They're the ones that freaking basically just broke off a piece of the planet. They break off pieces of the planet, and they're the shape of certain things. Even they're the shape of things. Okay, they get strong enough. They get strong enough to freaking eat trees and stuff. Okay, they get strong enough to eat trees, and they literally become trees, but from the inside, and they could come out from the bottom. They could come out from the bottom. So, an alien species came to planet Earth long ago, and they told the fucking Indians to do that. They told the Indians to do that. Okay, so know now that a bunch of Indians, like if any of you heard anything from telepathy from a bunch of Indians being erased, booyah, booyah, and the other ones who helped me. Okay, so the Indians are, and they probably have the Indians probably um, defeated a lot of them. The Indians probably defeated a lot of them because they haven't been caught. Planet Earth hasn't been said, hey, what the fuck you guys up to? What you doing? You gangster? You feel gangster? What's up? All right, so basically, pretty much, there's a whole bunch of planetary planets that are flat planets, like they're fucking flat fucking planets. Okay, they're fucking planetary flat fucking planets, and the Indians are responsible. The ones that just love their feathers and shit. Why? Because the Indians, what they were doing, they said from Futurama, the thing, those guys that had those freaking like for one bean, how the way their hairs looked. They that's not a legend. That's true. So the Indians, they picked the, I think they start to fantasize about them. They start to fantasize about them, and certain things, you know. So like some of the most like successful freaking Nazis out there, the most successful Nazis are the ones that don't even talk to other Nazis. Why? Because it's all a Black Widow den. It's all a Black Widow den to freaking have everyone killed inevitably, to have supremacy over them and their land. All right. So what's really important about this is that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who've killed a lot of other very important people around the world for their parking rights, for everything that they're gonna be talking about. All right, so the parking rights and things like that. People like what's his name from Batman? That was the Riddler. He's fucking known for going to places, public fucking places, and surprising people like a motherfucker and killing them. He's known for it. Okay, if there was as many. This is a really good point that I had in one of my other videos. If there was as many satellites being mass produced as there are cars, there would be no more crime all around planet Earth. There would be no more crime all around planet Earth. None at all. There would be no more crime if satellites were produced as in mass numbers, just as much as cars or any other fucking motor vehicle. Okay, just cars is just a small example. All right, so satellites could be the reason why there would be no war. Like in fact, the presidents they're probably owned by the Indians. Matter of fact, because I don't see fucking Trump's family. I don't ever see fucking Trump's family having fucking Trump coins and shit like that. I don't see things like that. At least I hadn't seen it because I don't really look it up. But even without trying to look it up, I fucking see Indian coins and shit like that on TikTok or on Google. All right, so they work together. They're a thug hood. They're a thug hood. They work together because they don't want to have to fucking answer for each other and kill each other's family out because of the program they have inside them. It's just 100% fuck you, get revenge. It's all these programs, and the ones that are doing it are the fucking spellcasters, the ones that fucking make symbols and shit like that. Symbols. The ones that make symbols. And the ones that are in me, this is the most hysterical shit. The ones that are in me are going around in a circle. They're going around in a circle and they're taking turns answering for me because of all the lies that they've said. And they're being tortured eternally, externally until I save them. Or until someone else saves them to erase them. That's the closest you'll ever get to being saved by me. If you messed with me just because of you being born around luxuries, you're going to get tortured eternally, externally until you're scheduled to be erased. All right? Because fuck you. Because fuck you, you don't impress me just as much. Like, fuck you, I'm just as fucking cranky, but I keep it to myself. I don't fucking act like you're the reason why I'm mad right now. Okay? Like you must be the most pitiful bitches out there to get mad just because somebody's in the room and your fucking boyfriend or your girlfriend's not in there with you. You're the most pitiful motherfuckers that think you're hard, but you're not hard. You're not hard. You're soft as gas in the air. You're not even baby shit. You're soft as gas in the air. Okay, so what's probably going on is the Indians probably said, "Fuck it, we don't want to be recognized. We want to be on the underground anyways. We want to be on the underground anyways. Fucking going to other planets because we're the one who fucking decides where the planet gets broken off here or there." We're the ones who fucking decide, not you fucking whites. Okay? So they're like, no, you go ahead. You go ahead and get your publicity. Because that's what the fuck it is when you've been president for fucking more than 3 fucking presidents. It's a manifesto. Because in the original president and all that stuff, everything was supposed to be taken into consideration. Everything. Archetypes, sacred geometry, numerology, zodiac signs, your blood type, DNA, genes, everything. Everything was supposed to be taken into consideration. Everything was. But the fact that the president was a white president for 3 times, it became a manifesto. It became a manifesto from numerology. It became a fucking manifesto. Okay? It became a manifesto. So that's one of the reasons why, as long as whites are in control of the presidency, inflation will never end because of the original ones with their names that have their names for these programs. Okay? And if you look inside their tapestries, they have numerology, they have zodiac signs, they have all this shit. But what? It's basically in a fucking secret society. It's not for the public masses. It's not for the public arena for everyone to acknowledge and recognize. All right? So it's really, 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 really serious. It's really serious talk. All right, everybody? To have the whites at the presidency assassinated for saying we, us, them, and they when there's division in nationality, dry docks, and parlays. Because as long as the whites are in control, the inflation will never go down. The inflation will never go down. I had so much fun ruining so many faggot homos' lives. May pure, righteous evil lead the way. Suck a dick, Donald Trump.